Okay, so I think this is a little bit better. Hey everyone, this is Miko with the Permanent Empire, and I am jumping in here doing a mid-week check-in with you all. If you can hear me, please let me know in the comments that you can hear me. I cannot tell if I'm having some trouble here. It looks like I might be having a connection issue, but if you can hear me, please definitely let me know. I want to go ahead and thank you right now in advance for tuning into this video. I appreciate it. If you can hear me, shots are good, good, good. It looks really, it looks kind of distorted on my end. So I can't tell if you can hear me, if you can see me well, but I'm glad to see that you can at least hear me. But thank you all so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I understand everyone has a lot on with their time. So you giving your time even into this chat, I really do appreciate it. LaQuista, you can hear me well. Great, great, great. Okay, I'm glad to see you in here, and thank you so much. I'm having a problem with seeing myself here, and it feels really weird because I can see myself and it looks distorted. But uh, you can see me. Okay, good, 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 Tamika. You can hear me too. All right. So I wanted to check in. You all know what day it is. It's Wednesday. It's midweek. Yes, I am jumping in here because guess what? I am doing a check in with everyone. I want to see what's going on, where everyone is in their business, what's going on, just in your day in life, right? So I'm jumping in here. So of course, some of you may know, yes, I'm having like an interesting week because we have a hurricane and all of that stuff happening right now, right? Now in Florida, I will say this happens like we expect it to happen. It just comes down to like how big this is going to be and that kind of thing, right? But for the most part, we expect. I am really glad that it missed my area, right? We're right outside of the cone of it, so it missed us. We got a lot of rain, and it's even the weather is really bad right now too. Like it's really really windy. Not so much raining anymore. I'm so thankful for that because it was raining nonstop for like 24 hours. And that made it real difficult to get things done. And it was just a mess. So I'm glad that, that part is over for us. And of course, keeping all of those who are still in the path, who are experiencing it right now, definitely keeping everyone, in my prayers because I understand that it's not a fun time. It's not a good time, none of that stuff, right? But like I said, I am jumping in here. I wanted to definitely check in with everyone and do my midweek check in. I wanted to see for our weekly goals, where are you? Where's everyone at? What did we have? What did we get accomplished this week? Where are we in our, goal setting, right? Because again, it's so important. We're about to enter into the fourth quarter, the end of the year. So it's really, really important that, hey, we have goals set into place because how we go into that fourth quarter a lot of times determine how strong we can enter into the new year with our business. So it's really important for us to make sure that we have a strong start by making sure that we finish off pretty strong in the new year, right? So that's something that we definitely want to make sure that we're doing, right? We want to make sure that we have goals in place and that we're actually hitting those goals, making sure we're getting to, that finish of what it is that where we want to be at, right? Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Like I said, again, for me, it looks kind of distorted on my end, so I cannot tell if you can hear me. So you definitely let me know if you can still hear me. I'd appreciate that. But yes, I wanted to find out though, like, where's everyone with their goals? I know last week, right? I got called out by Shanta. She called me out. She definitely did and said, "What about my website?" So guess what? I've been working on my website. I'm not actually working on it. I paid somebody else to do it because that thing, I am not creative at all when it comes to stuff like that. I'm not creative. I cannot put it together. Not that's not my thing. So I had to sub that out to someone and get someone else to work on that for me. So that's really what I've been doing this week. Like I said, my week's been a little bit um derailed, some of my plans, only because I haven't been able to go out as much. So I haven't been able to do some of the things that I needed to do. But today, so today I pretty much stayed in all day, right? Just because it started off, the day is just not, it's not good outside, right? So I pretty much stayed inside, but I hit a lot of the administrative work that I needed to do, a lot of that follow up, a lot of those things. I was emailing clients this morning. First thing I got up, I sat down, I started emailing clients, getting those things out, those follow ups. I started getting on top of all of those, little things that kind of fall. by the wayside, fall in the cracks, as to say, right? I started working on some of those things, getting those things done, getting the ball rolling on some of the permits too that I had that kind of were just sitting there waiting for, corrections. I started working on it because a lot of that stuff is online. A lot of the building departments were closed, but I started working on it. So I really took that time. That yes, I'm not able to go out so much, but I took that time and I started working on things. Shots us. You got someone doing your logo too. So Tamika, you can't hear me anymore. Um, can anybody else hear me at this point? You can see me though. That's so funny. But can anybody else hear me? Let me put this in the chat so I can see if anyone else can hear me. And even with that, it's going so weird me trying to chat. Okay, so you can hear me. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, because like I said, on my end it looks really distorted. It looks like I'm phasing in and phasing out, so I cannot really tell. But Shanta, you said you didn't get any sales this week. Let me ask, what is it that you're doing? Like, what's your approach this week been to getting sales? If you're still there, again, this looks really weird to me, like I'm cutting in and I'm cutting out. But what's been your approach this week to getting sales? I'd love to know what is it that you're doing, because like we all have to look at that as well for our businesses. Are we getting in new clientele? Of course the market is changing, the market is shifting, and we have to be ready to pivot with it as well. We have to be able to you know make that shift as well. So I'd like to know, what is it that maybe you've been doing this week as it pertains to getting sales, or getting your business out there. I am having some difficulties. I'm going to have to end this live stream because I am having some difficulties here. Okay, I'm not sure. I feel like I'm having some difficulties. I'm not sure. I'm gonna wait it out for a minute and just kind of keep going. Um, okay, yeah, because it is lagging. Okay, good. Well, not good, but yeah, because it's looking really weird on my end too. So, but yeah, okay. Well, definitely, so you're just getting the word out. You have no business cards. Have you been on social media? I think you told me before, you had said before that you were on social media as well. Have you been on social media promoting? To make it was yeah. But so Shanta, have you okay, so Shanta, have you been promoting yourself on social media at all? What have you been doing? Have you been actually making those efforts even this week too, to put yourself out there in some of those groups and get your name in front of some people and put your services out there? Because really, truthfully, we really should be doing those things quite often. We should be doing those things quite often, even without business cards. Business card, I will say, you should have some business cards. You really should, because it makes it much easier. It does make it very easy when you're in front of someone. You can just pass them your business card. Hey, Big Sash, how you doing? I'm having a little bit of issues, so let me know if you can hear me, Big Sash. Okay, Shanta, you gotta get on that, because that is going to be a really, really good way for you to get your business out there first and foremost. Get on some social media platforms. I'm telling you, this is going to be a really good way. Here's the thing. I think I was saying this to maybe you before. Right now also is the time where that a lot of contractors are taking in new projects at this time, right? A lot of the associations, let's take homeowners associations, condo associations, some of them right now are starting to get ready to close down for the new year. But what they're doing is going ahead, because during a certain period of time, they stop projects, they stop work on the buildings and different things like that, right? And this is in a lot of cases. So what they do is they'll go and grab contractors right now and get into contracts, so that by the beginning of even next year, they can get these projects started. That they know that they can have all the material and all of those things ready for the project. So they go ahead and do that. Right. So this is a really, really good time. This fourth quarter, this is a really good time, even with the government projects with contractors, right? A lot of the government is building. The government is doing a lot of building. They're actually doing a lot of construction, even to the schools and local municipalities. They're actually doing some upgrades. I just did a permit myself for the police station. They were doing upgrades at the police station. So I had to pull a permit for them as well, even though they are actually right there connected to the building department. And you could always say, well, why couldn't they do it themselves? No, I had to, I was hired to do that permit for even the police station, right? Right now is the time where a lot of people are starting to get those contractors. They're starting, get into projects. So it's a good time that right now, put yourself out there on social media. Make sure that you're visible to your ideal client. It's a really good time. I'm so serious about that. Right now, it's a good time. I have one of my clients right now, like I said, today here in South Florida. A lot of people are not working today just because of the weather, right? A lot of the building apartments are closed, and all of that good stuff. I have a contractor today tell me, because he's working in a condo association, working with the condo association. He's like, okay, so I have 8 permits for you to pick up tomorrow, right? They're trying to get those projects out right now. They're trying to get those projects out. So it's a really good time to get connected. Really good time to get connected with potential clientele. And like I said, even before, I'm saying, this is a really good time to connect with even plumbers, electricians, some of the contractors who might be doing some of the smaller projects, or they're subcontractors on projects. This is a really good time to be connecting with them. And first and foremost, like I really believe in, as much as possible, doing advertising for an affordable rate, especially if this is something that's kind of new for you, right? And that's the case for a lot of people. Marie, you can hear me? Great, thank you. So this is something new for a lot of people, right? Permit running. So I don't advise to just invest the whole bucket of money, jump out there and make this huge investment, and you're not really sure how you're going to do it. No, do some of that free advertisement. Get on social media, meet and greet right there. You can meet and greet right there on social media. Easy, quick way that you can put your business right in front of potential clients. It's a really good way to do it. So yes, you're waiting for your flights. I get you. I understand how that goes. Believe me, I understand. But definitely make sure that you're even connecting, because all of that, that's all good stuff. All of that. Business cards, I always definitely advise. Yes, get business cards. That's I was talking to another entrepreneur, and they were saying that business cards are dead, right? And I get it. I understand the reasoning behind that business cards, they think business cards are dead. But I will tell you, it definitely helps when you're getting into a conversation with a potential client, right? And you have that business card. I have been in situations where, like, I've been out of a car and I'm like, uh-oh. Like, I lost one potential client. I remember it very well. I didn't have a business card. And here's the thing, right? Because I was trying to text him. I went ahead, because that's what I'll do. If I don't have a business card, I'll go ahead and text you right then and there. Where we were at, there was no signal. I couldn't get a signal, and I didn't realize it. I didn't even realize it. By the time I left out of the building and I looked at my phone, I realized I never actually was able to send him the message. And, like, the number was gone. I didn't even have his number or anything. Nothing got saved, nothing. So that business card is essential. Like, as far as I see it, it's something that you really should have, because there's nothing like trading business cards. Yes, I do, have other things that I do when I'm meeting a client, but that business card, it's definitely something you should have. Tamika, how do you set up your business page if we haven't completed any permits? I have pictures of the building. Yeah, you got pictures of the building department. That sounds good to me. You got to start there, though. Like, I mean, seriously, you have to start somewhere. And that right there, I will say, that's a good place to start. I actually advise people to do that. Like, go to the building department, show yourself walking into the building department. Tamika, I don't know if you've ever seen any of my social media, right? That's what I do. Like, when I'm doing a permit, a lot of the posts I make on social media is me walking into the building department or me walking out of the building department. But hey, I really advise, try doing that too. Walk into the building department. Take a video of you walking into the building department. Take a picture of the inside of the building department. I had one contractor, right? It was actually my contractor. He was already my client at that point, but he saw me post at one of the building departments, and he said to me, he's like he replied to me in the comments. He's like, well, that looks so familiar to me. That's actually the place where I had posted. It was one day he called me when he first became my client. He was having so many problems dealing with the permit there. He was in the building department. He was like, I'm leaving and I'm going to bring you this permit, and then I'll let you come back and deal with this because I can't take it anymore. But it's like the fact that they can see you at the building department, like that interaction, it already gives like a sense of, oh, okay, this is what this person does. So, okay, they're already doing this, then here's one more permit. Here you go, right? So that's what I definitely advise to do. But make that social media look active. Make it look active. If you're walking in the building department, go in and pick up a permit application. Like, because they have blank forms there, certain forms. Pick up a form, take a picture of it or a quick video, and just say, hey, building permit applications needed in Harris County or whatever county it is. I don't know where you're at, but you know what I mean? Like, just say something about this area and this permit. And you don't even have to know a whole lot. You can literally just pick up this application, take a quick, you know, video of it or picture of it, and just say, hey, Harris County building permit application. Something as simple as that, but it does make you look like you know what you're doing. Hey, this is your profession. This is where you are. This is where you're at. So, hey, maybe you understand already right there. That breaks a little layer off right there when you're dealing with potential clients, especially when you're meeting those clients online. Because I always say, go to social media because it's free. In a lot of cases, I mean, you can join some of these groups. It's free, right? Oh, no problem, Shotza. But yeah, this stuff is free. So definitely upfront, some of this free stuff, get into it. Get right on into it. Go ahead, get your business out there, get your services out there. What is it that you provide, right? It's a great place. And here's the other thing, speaking about like taking pictures at the building department, right? I always tell everyone to start there anyway. Like, you're so familiar with your building department, start there. Take a picture of yourself at the building department. This could be your first trip because, hey, let's say you watch one of my videos and I said it again, go to the building department and get yourself familiar with it, right? Let's say it's one of those situations. Well, take a picture of yourself while you're there, or take a picture of the surroundings, the area, the building. Like Tamika, you took a picture of the building. That's great. Take a picture of the building. Take a video, a quick video of the building. Do a reel quick. You know what I mean? Just something really quick. And that is definitely something that you can put on your page to make you look like, hey, you know what you're doing. And that's a good way, again, to have your potential clients see what you do, see that this is your profession, and this is actually what you're actively doing, right? Big stash. Let's see. People don't want to order business card can always try the electronic business card wristband. Ooh, all someone has to do is hover their phone over and wait a minute, you need to tell us about this. All someone has to do is hover their phone over it and all of your info pops up. I love it. They can save the info right then and there. I love it. I'm going to look into that. I'm looking into that. I love it already. Okay. All right. So I'm going to look into that. That's going to be on my list because this is a midweek check-in, right? So I'm putting that on my list of things to look into. Because that's going to have to go on right into my agenda. That's going to have to do it right there, Big Sash. Thank you so much for that information. I appreciate it. Yes. Okay, perfect. The wristband's called, I don't know what that says, POPL? I don't know. I'm going to look into it and I'm going to find out. So thank you so much again. I appreciate it. See, I'm learning something too. Thank you so much. I did not know about that, but I appreciate that because, listen, as much as possible, as we can make our businesses run smooth and still make that money and make our income and get all of that together, right? That's what this is all about, right? We're in business to be in business. And all of these little things, that is just something great to help us continue our business and further our business and make things a little bit smoother for us too. Okay, Shata. Okay. I'm gonna look into these things that you drop it in here though. Big Sash Shata. I'm looking right into this, right? I'm looking into these things. That's going right on my list. It's going right on my board. And I have a board like everywhere I am. I make sure I have something that I can write on. I just bought myself a notebook the other week, so a new notebook. So I have something to write on all the time. I'm definitely going to look into those things. But yes, it is all about, let's help each other out, right? We are all out here trying to get it. We're all into business. We're all into business so we can make money. But we need to help each other sometimes. There's things I know that you don't know, and there's things you know. And guess what? I really do not know. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all of the insight and the input, right? So yes, but definitely let's make sure that we are moving in the right direction in our business, right? We got to make sure. I actually have even more things that I got to put on my list for next week. Like I said, this week it's been a little thrown off only because I could not go out. I wanted to make sure that I was getting a few additional things for my business. But in this case, this week, some of that stuff I have to call a wash. I had to redirect and say, hey, okay, since I can't go out as much, just because it was like flooded too in places. So I was like, I can't go out so much. Let me go ahead and get these things together. And so that is what I've been doing this week so far. Now I have new things on my list because you guys dropped some nuggets in here for me. So I have to go check those out and try to get on top of those by the end of the week. Oh, and yes, everyone, right? October 1st, right? Because we're coming right up on it. It's this weekend, it's this Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to do our follow up call for everyone who did the boot camp, the workshop, for everyone who did that workshop. Even if you bought the replay, remember we have our boot camp, our follow up to the boot camp this Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We are only going to do 1 hour. I know the boot camp was a little bit long, so this is going to be an hour long where we get a follow up in, where we're going to get back in and we're going to discuss some things, even like how we're doing now. We'll be able to discuss some things and have that interaction. That'll be a Zoom call, so we'll be able to actually talk. So as many of you who have received the invite, the link, I'm going to, of course, send out a follow up just to make sure you see it. But make sure you're in there, in that conversation, that follow-up conversation, because I definitely would like to get a chance to, even more so entertain those questions, and we can have a communication. And again, I wanted to say, even like with this chat, I really appreciate everyone, chiming in. But sometimes there's things that you may have a question about that someone else didn't even realize that they needed help with, that in that arena. They didn't even realize it. So even by hearing you or seeing it from your point of view, you are helping someone else out, right? You're helping somebody. So that's why I want it to be more of a conversation. We're going to do it on a Zoom call because I want us to be able to have that conversation, right? You can help someone else. That's the other thing. You can help someone else by your questions. And guess what? With someone else's questions, they can help you. And at this point, like I said, I know for the most part, everyone who took the workshop, I understand like where you are, right? If you actually, went through it, I know kind of where you are. And so I'd like to be able to help you a little bit further because, of course, once I got to go back into it, y'all. This is the fourth quarter. We're going into the fourth quarter, and we want to go into it as strong as possible. We want to make sure that we are, getting our business together, setting up for next year. As much as possible, we want to make sure that we're making our business recession proof, right? So that means that we may have to give a little extra value to our clientele. And I'd like for us to just get a chance to get together and make sure that, hey, we're doing those things that we need to do in order to have consistent clientele, because that's really what this comes down to. We want to make sure that we consistently, have work coming in, right? And that's why I like permit running, and that's why I talk about it so much, right? Because it is a way that we can have, a consistent flow of work, of income. It's consistency, right? We're not in a situation where we have to, wonder if someone's going to send out a email blast and 50 people are going to get to it before we do, right? You don't have to worry about that. For the most part, it is your client, it's a direct connection, and hey, they're going to come to you. If for whatever reason you turn them down and you don't want to work with them anymore, because that may happen too. You might not want to work with them anymore. Then of course you can part ways, and that is fine. But for the most part, your clients are your clients, and they're going to stick with you, and you're probably going to stick with them, right? So again, as much as possible, if you can, I would definitely appreciate it if you are, live when we do that conversation Saturday, 1 p.m. I do understand that it's some people's birthday. Yes, yes, yes. Happy birthday. And I understand that there are other situations just in the world happening right now. And maybe not even that a hurricane is coming your way, but there are things that, I understand everyone has family and, there's different things happening, right? So I am going to also have it on the replay. I'm going to send it to you in the email as a replay. So you'll get that even if you cannot attend, right? So I am not going to keep you all too long, right? I don't want to keep you too long, but I appreciate your time. I appreciate you for logging in and joining in the conversation. Definitely, if you have questions, if you have comments, feel free, leave them below. I try to get to as many of the comments as I can. And I feel free, I want to chit chat with you later. So definitely, again, Saturday, October 1st, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And definitely, if you have comments, you have questions, leave them below. I love looking forward to chit chatting with you later, okay? All right, everyone, enjoy the rest of your evening.